All information in this program is known to be accurate at the time of recording. Any commentary by the host is for discussion purposes only. Anyone labeled a person of interest by the host or family has not been charged with a crime. All suspects charged with crimes related or unrelated to a case covered are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Opinions and views expressed by the host do not represent views of the families or sponsors of this program. This episode contains information of a graphic matter that may not be suitable for some viewers and no persons under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome, everyone, to this edition of Grimm Media News. I'm your host, Steve Stone. We're calling this episode Revelations. This is about the Chris Sanders case. This was a case that I started this podcast over a little over a year ago. This was my first case. And like all of my cases, especially when there are these circumstances that don't add up and don't make sense, you want to just dig in more. And we did that. We've covered Chris's case 3 times. And we had a couple of update videos, all of which will be in the description below. Check that out. Also, the audio versions of the podcast will also put on in the description below. Chris Sanders was a hardworking family man who was putting the past behind him, and he was plugging along, trying to raise his kids and do the best he could by them. And we've learned through our investigations that something happened to Chris. Chris didn't take off for a walk and leave during the early morning hours of Sunday and leave that didn't happen. Something happened to Chris that was beyond his control. Somebody that he knew, somebody close to him, in his inner circle, did something to him where he has missed birthdays, Christmases, graduations, has missed everything. And not to mention his children have grown up, and this is just a nightmare for the entire family, including his mother Sandy. Part of the problem with the story are the lies, the different stories, the people not cooperating. It's been difficult, but there has been some changes in the case, and let's speak about them first. So this is from the Texas Rangers website, and I want to note a couple of things. If you look at the top there where the hand's pointing, they have this listed as an unsolved homicide, which I know this isn't. When I say this isn't like good news, but it's a step in the right direction, because for the longest time, especially the wonderful people with the Monahans Police Department, they just had him as missing, and there was no, emphasis to them on foul play. It was more of he just took a walk. Well, because he heard from people that he had done, he'd walked away. He's done this before, to quote some statement. So the Texas Rangers put this up a couple of days ago, and it reads, Texas Rangers cold case investigation details. Christopher Sanders, the reference number is 287-unsolved, and it's Company E. That's the Texas Rangers company. White male, City of Monahans, County of Ward, the year 2017. And then it goes on to read, missing person, Chris Sanders was last seen August the 13th, 2017, near Monahans, Texas. He was staying in his RV while working a job. He went for a walk, never returned. BS, but okay. Chris is 5'11", 190 pounds, reddish brown hair, blue eyes, was 40 years old when he went missing. Chris was last seen wearing black shirt, jeans, boots, and a black hat. I don't know about that. and he has several tattoos. Investigators continue to seek answers about what happened to Chris Sanders. Chris' family, friends, wife, children deserve answers. If you have any information on the circumstances of Chris Sanders' disappearance, please contact Crime Stoppers or the Texas Rangers. If you note down below here at the bottom in bold, which is also, this is some good news. Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward for up to $3,000 to any person or persons who provide information leads to the arrest of the person or persons responsible for this crime. To be eligible for the cash rewards, tipsters must call the Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-252-TIPS. That's 1-800-252-TIPS 8477. All tips are anonymous. Tipsters will all be provided with a tip number instead of using their name. And then you can also submit a tip online through the Texas Rangers Cold Case website or contact them 1-800-346-3243. Again, that's 1-800-346-3243. Your information will be forwarded to the Texas Rangers in this case. This is a positive step in the right direction because we have always been led to believe that this was just a simple missing persons case, and it appears to me that they are moving in the right direction. And now we can put out all the bolos and all the press releases and what have you, but we have to do the legwork, and that's been the problem with Monahans PD and the Rangers. Now, I have said on this program, I've said on my podcast, I will continue to say it, re-interviewing everybody involved in this case is not only the smartest bet, but crucial to finding what happened to Chris Sanders. Now, when you hear me say it's questionable about what he was wearing, you see, that information came from what people say he was wearing when he was taking a walk from the RV. We have uncovered, and if you haven't listened to the second podcast, I will put that up there. We uncovered a different timeline from eyewitnesses, and there are some things that we have not put out yet, that Chris was seen walking wee in the early hours Sunday morning. 1:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock, something around there. Wasn't when the sun was up, but in the wee hours, he was seen walking. So, how do you know what he was wearing? And so I have a hard time with the taking a walk and the description of the clothes he was wearing. I digress. But what we're really getting to the meat of is people interjecting themselves into Chris's case. And that's what we're going to talk about next. I have done my due diligence as a reporter and as an advocate to talk to everybody humanly possible involved in Chris's case. Witnesses, people that were there the night of the phone call that he had with Angela, where they said that they were arguing. Angela said they weren't arguing, that Chris was upset, the back and forth. And then we have the phone call that took place, according to what the original story was, the phone call that took place between Cody and Chris. Cody, we all know, is Chris's nephew. And Chris had said to be left alone. He was taking a walk, and that was that. I have a hard time trying to understand, Chris taking a walk and not coming back. I have a hard time with the phone call, only because there are a lot of questions behind that. Questions that I have asked Cody in email form or in written form and sent to him a couple of months ago, and I haven't heard anything back. Cody just recently had a birthday, and so I did wish him a happy birthday on a Facebook post his mother put out, but I want to just reiterate a couple of things real quick. 2017, August of 2017 was the last time anybody saw Chris. Since that time, there have been a lot of birthdays that have come and gone. A lot of birthdays for his daughter, a lot of birthdays for his son, a lot of birthdays for his mother, and various other holidays and get-togethers that Chris should have been a part of and wasn't. Now, I don't know what's in anyone's hearts. I firmly believe that people you take them at face value and you give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But to remain silent after so long, it hurts this case. And I have pleaded time and again, and I will do this again, that I need to hear from Cody Penny. You know, I'm not asking for him to come on the podcast. I'm not asking to air what he tells me. I'm just asking to talk to him, because he holds information that I don't think he realizes he holds. And this could help bring Chris home. And as close as Chris and Cody were, I think he would want to do that. You know, and I'm not trying to rehash, and spark up a controversy between me and Cody. I don't want that. We had an agreement, and we talked about things, and I'm not trying to rehash that. All I'm saying is there's a time to act. And again, there are just simple questions that I sent to him, and I hope that he responds in kind and answers them. In the meantime, where are we at with Chris's case? Well, someone has decided to interject themselves into Chris's case and have some pretty I don't know what to call it, just a lot of stuff that we can't prove. A source has come to me, and I've talked to this source a couple of days ago. There's been some problems with this, and I want to show you. We'll discuss it. But the person that's been involved, that's brought themselves into this case, is a man by the name of Payne Carpenter. Now, Payne Carpenter is an acquaintance, and what was troubling about this is Payne named names, and I'm not going to divulge the names that were related to me, but because I got this phone conversation or this text conversation back and forth with this individual, I needed to verify a few things. So I verified with another individual who I'm not going to name because I want to protect them. But these are facts. So Payne, at the time of Chris's disappearance, was in another state. Okay? We can prove that he was in another state. However, according to several witnesses, he has made mention of the fact that he was called on to help get rid of Chris. That was one statement made. The second statement made was that Chris's body, I'm using a quote, this is a quote from my conversation, Chris's body was moved not once, not twice, but 3 times. And finally, he had a dog of Chris's, and he had been given this dog to watch over. I have never heard of Payne Carpenter until now. Please keep in mind, I have been on this case since January of last year. I have talked to many people. I have talked to at least a dozen or more people related to Chris's case. Have never heard this name before. My question that I am bringing to you now, and maybe somebody can help, leave comments. If you need to leave comment below, please do so, or you can message me, is why would a person who wasn't around at the time of Chris's disappearance who was in another state at the time of Chris's disappearance, possibly saying he was involved in certain details. Now, I will add this caveat that according to my source, that Payne was under the influence a couple of times when he made these statements. But here's the problem, folks. If you want 15 minutes of fame, there's other ways of going about getting it. You can go on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. You can juggle. You can do tricks. You can tell jokes. A plethora of things you can do to try to get your 15 minutes of fame. I mean, social media has caused, these people called influencers, where they influence design and fashion and all kinds of other stuff. But right now, we are hearing that a gentleman who, according to witnesses and according to facts that I have gathered, was in another state at the time. So if this is a rumor, I want to stop it right now, because it's my job to find out what's true and what's not true. And that's what I'm doing here. I have reached out to Payne on a phone number that I was given to no avail. I haven't been able to get in touch with him to ask him these questions. And furthermore, I need to talk to this guy. Again, this is information that was gathered to me by one source and confirmed by another source. So if one person had said this and I couldn't verify it, we wouldn't be discussing it right now. However, that being said, because I've got two individual sources telling me similar stories, we have to talk about it, because they're two different people and it's a similar story. So there's corroboration there. We have to discuss it. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know. I want to talk about it. I want to bring up the discussion, because we don't know what happened to Chris. And if people are interjecting themselves in the case for some type of crazy notoriety, you need to check your head, because this isn't the notoriety you want. If people injecting themselves into a missing person case / possible homicide case, you got to be nuts to do that. I mean, I don't know anybody in their right mind that would want to put themselves in the middle unless you've got your wires crossed or you really need attention. So, Payne Carpenter is an individual that apparently has inserted himself in Chris's case, and we need to talk about it. Again, I'm not going to name the other people involved, because right now this is just conjecture at this point, and I want to find out if it's true or not. The only way I'm going to do that is by reaching out to as many people as I can, Chris's family, Chris's friends, and the people that have been watching this case closely, and stir things up and get people talking, because I'm sure this guy's out there somewhere and I would like to chat with him. Again, I'm not accusing him of doing anything. When a name comes up in an investigation and I don't have the means and opportunity to reach out to this person when I can't make contact, this is my only outlet. Again, these are stories that I've been told by two separate individuals that have pretty much told me the same thing. So therefore, we need to get out there. No one has been charged with anything related to Chris. No one has been, I have not accused anybody of doing anything other than being quiet. And I think that got to stop. Chris Sanders needs to be found. If something happened to Chris Sanders, if there's foul play, those people need to be held accountable and they need to be put in jail. There's a lot of things that we know that people don't think we know. And we just need to put the pieces together. And I wouldn't be doing my job if we didn't rule this out. And so that's what we're doing. If anybody knows how to get in contact with Payne Carpenter, please email me, stevestone@thegrimtruth.com. That's stevestone@thegrimtruth.com with 2 M's. You can message me on Facebook Messenger @thegrimtruth. And again, we put this new flyer out because of the Texas Rangers, their posts that they have on their website. So it's official. So we've changed things up. If you have any information on the disappearance of Christopher Sanders, affectionately known as Dog with 2 G's, not 1 G, 2 G's, to his friends and family. If you have any information, contact Texas Crime Stoppers, 1-800-252-TIPS, 1-800-252-TIPS. That's 1-800-252-8477. Now, the reward is $4,000. There is a $1,000 reward from an anonymous donor on top of the up to $3,000 reward the Texas Rangers are often offering. So that brings us a total of $4,000. I just wanted to verify, make sure you guys weren't confused. Hey, Steve, it said $3,000. This isn't a typo. Again, it's a $4,000 reward, one from an anonymous donor, and then we have the $3,000 reward put up by Crime Stoppers. That's 1-800, again, 1-800-252-TIPS, 1-800-252-8477. You can remain anonymous. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, you can go onto the Texas Rangers website and you can leave an online tip. Now, there's going to be more on this. Make no mistake, we're not done with Chris Sanders. We're not done with this case because, as I stated, and I've told Sandy this, I've told Chris or Karen's. I told Karen. I've told Chris's son. I'm in this for the long haul because I've done so much work on Chris's case and have come so far that we're not going to stop until we get to the truth and we can bring Chris home. So, with that being said, if anybody can get in touch with Payne Carpenter, let him know that I would like to speak with him. But we can't interject ourselves in cases if this isn't true, and that's what I'm trying to find out. It bears repeating that no one's accusing Mr. Carpenter of any wrongdoing. However, his name came up, and these stories blended with another story, and we need to figure out if it's true or not. And I want to talk to him. And if these are just rumors, then we need to squash them and move on. So that's going to do it for this episode of Grimm Media News, Revelations, Chris Sanders. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't done so, if you want to continue following any information related to Chris's case or anything we do with the Grimm Truth Podcast, Grimm Media News, please subscribe to the Grimm Truth Podcast YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, and share. So we continue to be the media for the missing. I'm your host, Steve Stone. God bless, and have a wonderful day.